What's up, guys? I figured I'd give you a quick video before I go to work. So here's Thunder, and he is, well, Thunder as usual, looking up at me. In the morning he usually doesn't eat, so even though he's mad active as soon as he wakes up, I really don't want to bother him because normally he just doesn't eat unless he hasn't eaten in the past couple of days. He won't eat in the morning, and I don't want to mess up our routine. So I'm just kind of like just watching him. He's just being an Ackie. If you guys look in the back, you see that yellow stuff back there. That's some of that food from the crickets. So basically, guys, I've told you before, I don't gut load my crickets because here's the thing. I was thinking of keeping a colony of crickets before, but there's a few reasons I don't do that. One, just for me personally, they're too noisy. I'm clumsy, so I know they would escape. And I live in an apartment, and I'm not trying to get in trouble by, releasing bugs and, them getting into other people's apartments. And the other thing is they just stink. You know what I'm saying? So right now I'm just doing superworms and mealworms. So when I give him crickets, I just like to dump out the whole contents just so that way he's not standing by the box all the time. Sometimes I put the box in, but the thing is I just don't want the animal to sit there and just eat. You know what I'm saying? Like sit there and eat. I want him to run around and get some exercise. But also, I want to make sure that when the crickets do get loose, if they're living in the enclosure for a little while, they have something to eat. So I just, excuse me, I just dump out the whole contents. That way they have that same food that they need to survive. And of course, the cool side of the enclosure has plenty of moisture and stuff over there in the soil, so I don't really add any moisture-filled food. Once in a while, I might throw in a blueberry for him, and then whatever crickets or superworms or whatever will just destroy that overnight. But other than that, I really don't put like orange cubes or any other moisture source in here for them as he runs around. Now, granted, if he finds a cricket on his own, he will take that thing down, but he won't really eat from me in the morning if I try to feed him like superworms or something like that. But crickets is always a go-to for him. But he's eaten a lot the past 2 days, so today he's not really going to get much. Oh, and you guys might notice I took out all the plastic plants. Here's the reason why. Okay, so I asked for a suggestion for a plant that's basically indestructible that I could use in the enclosure. And Dakota from DBCB Exotics, I think I got that right, he told me that it'd be a good idea to use pothos. So I was like, okay, cool. Pothos, he's like, dude, like they tell you when they need to be watered, like, and you water them, they come right back. They get trampled, it's fine. He's like, now, this is golden devil's ivy pothos, and what scared me before is this, some sources said that this plant here was poisonous. And I was like, oh no. Well, it says poisonous to pets and humans. Basically, you got to worry if you have it as a house plant and your dog or your baby eats it, right? Sounds like a problem, of course. Well, the thing is, I saw, and I know this is another social media thing, but I saw before in an episode of Camp Kennan that his monkey-tailed skinks eat pothos. Now, granted, I'm sure that animal's adapted to eating it because it's in its natural environment. But I'm like, all right, well, what about an Ackie monitor? It's a totally different animal. And the thing is, Ackie monitors are insectivores. I would even say to a small extent, predators. Which basically means they don't eat these. So I don't have to really worry about him eating the plant directly. And then I also was worried before about, wow, well, what if the insects I have in here start chomping on the leaves and then he eats them? Is that like would he still get a small amount of the toxin that's in this plant? And basically from what Dakota told me is he has chameleons and stuff like that before, and he's observed them eating the pothos before. And he basically said, yeah, like the amount that they would probably have to eat to make them sick is so much larger than what your animal could possibly consume, especially if you have a predator that ate an insect that ate it. He's like, yeah, dude. He's like, 9 times out of 10, you're fine. And I've had these in the enclosures for like 10 years, and I've never had an animal get sick because of it. So I was like, okay, if his geckos aren't having a problem with it, and they've literally eaten the leaves directly, then there's no way my Ackie chomping on a cricket that I might have eaten like a couple bites smaller than maybe a piece of oat in an oatmeal box is going to make the guy sick. So I was like, whatever. Okay, I'll put it in there. And so far, I mean, it's been in here about a week. It's doing fine. He hasn't destroyed or trampled it yet. Those leaves are already yellow when it came in because I ordered it through the mail. It was wrapped in plastic, so I think it got a little bit suffocated, but it's doing fine. This side of the enclosure stays relatively moist, so yeah. We'll see if this little guy grows. If it dies, it dies. Whatever. I just bought it for $5. I actually had a much bigger plant, but my wife saw it and she's like, wow, that's pretty. Please don't put it in there with the Ackie. You'll tear it up. So I was like, okay. So I gave her the nicer looking one and I took the shitty one. And I put it in here so that way she can have her nice house plant and I can have my plant for my Ackie monitor. I mean, that was the whole point of me buying the thing in the first place. But yeah, when I bought it, I pretty much took it out of the soil and washed all the dirt off the roots and stuff just to make sure there's no fertilizers that would make him sick. And yeah, just planted this little thing. Yeah, but I know the plant's not that exciting right now because it's literally like a little, you know, needle in a haystack amongst all the brown and everything else. So we'll see if that thing grows. I think it's in a good spot. It's not by the walls where he'll trample it constantly. And here's the Ackie monitor. Hey, bud. I gotta go to work, okay? Since I gotta go to work, I'm going to just get a good look at you for the people. Okay, bud? For the people? For the people. Yes, for the people. Look at that face. Let's even good look at your eye. Wow, wow. It seems like I accidentally turned it off. Come on, bud. Turn to the side again. I want to get that really cool picture of your face. Come on, bud. Come on. I want to get it. That is awesome. Right there. Good boy. Yeah, work that camera, Thunder. Work it. Please don't close your eye. Please, you don't close your eye in annoyance of me. Okay, I got enough pictures. Thank you, bud. And close the eye. Well, looks like I got it right in time. All right, well, guys, I'm going to get ready to go to work. Oh, man. Yeah, guys, with this whole thing going on, I suggest if you have a job, hold on to it. Don't quit out of frustration because with this, it looks like we're going to be hitting a recession because of this whole thing. And shoot, God only knows what the heck's going to happen with this. So yeah, just hold on to your assets and be smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this is really affecting all of us in a rough way. Hey, buddy, it's just me. It's just me. Hi. Curious little guy. All right, buddy, I got to go, okay? Love you, bud. It's funny, I treat him like my dog. I always say I love him before I walk away, even though neither of them probably even know what I mean when I say that. All right, guys, so have a happy Sunday and peace.